Welcome! We are going to be reading chapter 8 of my sci-fi thriller, Chasing the Unseen. This will be reading from the Zero Draft, so there will be changes and updates to all the chapters that I read when I publish the book. So I hope you are ready for this next chapter, and I am going to get started with no further ado. Chapter 8, The Crappy Black Dress by Kiera Sutton's POV. 5 days later, I was preparing for my sister's memorial service. I was getting ready in Kelsey's room, as was our tradition. We always styled our hair and did our makeup in her room, but today I opted for minimal makeup and kept my hair loosened down. It flowed almost like a veil, almost as if I could hide from all the onlookers who would surely attend my sister's funeral. I donned the obligatory shabby black dress and gazed at my reflection into the mirror. I'd lost weight over the past 10 days. The vanity mirror I used to get ready held my sister's jewelry box. I ran my hand over it and retrieved a necklace pendant that my mom had given her. Kelsey had stopped wearing it about 2 years ago and chose her sapphire pendant instead. She said it was her sorority pin. I smiled at the memory of my introverted sister joining a sorority. I slipped the pendant onto a gold chain that my mother had given me. After giving myself one last look in the mirror, I decided that this was going to have to do. The time was getting late, and I knew I had to get to breakfast, but I dread seeing my stepmother. I was still not speaking to Tabby, and I was avoiding conversations with Robin. I had this overwhelming feeling they were hiding something from me, and that did not sit well with me. "Good morning." Dad spoke to me first, while Tabby looked up and smiled from her coffee. "Hi," I answered. "You look lovely, kiddo." "Thanks, Dad." "What time do we need to leave?" I asked. "In an hour or so," Tabby answered. I didn't speak to her, and she sighed as she left the table with her coffee cup. "Kiera, I don't know what's going on between you two, but can you give her a break, even if it's just for today?" Dad asked, and he was right. Tabby loved us like we were her own. "I'm trying, Dad." "I'm sorry, Tabby." I apologized to make things easier on my dad, not Tabby. I still wanted to know what she was keeping from me. "You rang your mother's pendant. That's sweet. She would love that," he said, as Tabby examined the necklace closely. "Where did you get that?" I thought it was strange, but I replied, "It belonged to my mom. Kelsey wore it for a while, but then she switched to the blue sapphire pin from her sorority. I decided that I would wear this today to feel close to her." "You know what? You can put it in the security deposit box tomorrow since it's a family heirloom," Tabby offered. "No, that's okay. I think I'll wear it for a while." Why was she acting so weird over this necklace? Was it because it belonged to my mom, I wondered? I was working on my second cup of coffee when there was a knock at the door, and I froze, thinking the worst. The police had decided to arrest me. But I was relieved to see it was Robin. Mad or not, I needed my best friend today as much as I needed Tabby. I wrapped her in a hug and whispered, "I'm sorry." We both said it at the same time, our eyes welling up with tears as we sniffed. "It's okay," I said. "I just really need this day to be over." "I get that. We will get through it together." "Hey guys," I said to Dad and Tabby, "I'm going to ride with Robin. I'll meet you guys there, okay?" "Okay." "Your Jeep is fixed, by the way, and the repairer said they would bring it up here sometime today." "Thanks, Dad." Robin and I climbed into her truck, and as soon as she hit the main road, I gathered my courage and asked her the question. "Listen, the other night when I was leaving the room, I heard Tabby tell you that you had one job, and it was to keep me away from Lucas, and you failed. What was that about?" "Oh, that? That was nothing. Ever since he got to town, Tabby decided he was too old for you and too suave, and I was asked to keep you away from him. I mean, he's totally your type, so I understand why she was worried." "You're sure that's all there is to it?" "Yeah. And guess what? I have some amazing news. Guess who got accepted to Chamberlain College? That's right, this girl. That's who. We can be roommates, she chirped. That's great. I didn't have any idea they were even on your applications list. Well, I was confused since all she had talked about was going to MIT. Well, now you know. She turned on the music and we rode quietly to the funeral home. When we arrived at the venue, it was already starting to fill up. There were two types of attendees, those who looked at me with pity and those who stared at me with unspoken accusations in their eyes. Neither was tolerable to me, so I dashed behind the curtain to the family-only seating area. At the 11th hour, I had decided to give Kelsey a eulogy. I had the index cards with my notes, and I looked over them as the local clergy read the 23rd Psalm. I found it funny that my family, who never attended organized religious establishments, noted my dad's wish for a priest to be part of the service. Grief brings out that in all of us, I guess, the need to believe in an afterlife. Next up was one of Kelsey's college friends who said she lit up the room whenever she walked in. As I walked to the podium to speak, "Hi, as most of you know, I'm Kelsey. I'm Kelsey's sister, Kiera. Kelsey, I knew what I wanted to say. The notes were right in front of me, but I felt lost in a loop in my head, worrying that everyone thought, you killed her, or you're responsible." I cleared my throat and I tried again. "Excuse me. Kelsey was my big sister, the best big sister ever. She was always there for me, but on the night of the accident, I was mad at her for forgetting to pick me up. I was headed home to give her a piece of my mind, knowing that we would make up and spend the rest of the night talking and making plans for my college departure. Kelsey always encouraged me to pursue my dreams." There was that word again. Was. If my family was right, I would never see my sister again. If I was right, she was lost to this world. Could she come back? Would those other creatures and people that I saw her with help her? Was she alone? I realized I had dropped all my cue cards and was just standing there. "Here, sweetheart, let me help you." My dad walked over and picked up the cards. I returned to my seat without a second glance at the congregation. "You okay?" Robin asked as Tabby held my hand. "No, I need to get out of here. I can't breathe." Tabby cut in. "Robin, take her out back. We can meet you at home." Robin helped me leave, and when we got home, I was relieved to see my Jeep in the driveway. It had been in the shop for weeks. "Look, Robin, I need to go for a drive by myself, okay?" "Kiki, I know, but I just need a few hours alone. I'm fine, I promise. I haven't had any hallucinations or weird dreams," I implored, and she nodded in agreement. I hopped out of the car and ran to mine, relieved to find the keys in the driver's seat. I jumped in and drove off. I'm not sure how long I was driving around the back roads Kelsey had taught me to drive a stick on, but suddenly I found myself at the Blackwood Ranch. Stay tuned for more.